perspective for you guys on audio. All right, stand by. All right, you're listening to WLCA HD1, Godfrey, and this is the Digital Revolution. Normally, we do start around 9 o'clock. So, if you've been listening and wondering, you know, where's Patrick and Adam? Where the hell did they go tonight? We are here. Don't worry, we will not leave you behind. We have just been setting up for a crazy amount of chords and musical equipment here in the studio, and I am also joined by Dance Loud Music. And how are you guys doing? Introduce yourselves first, actually.
Hi, I'm KRISTIN.
My name's Desiree.
And I'm the DJ, and Desiree's the drummer.
All right, and
I'm Patrick in the back of the room.
Yeah, hey, no, you can get closer, Patrick, if you want to sit over here.
Snuggle up.
Comfort.
Hug me. Oh, that's a little too close. All right, and where are you two both originally from?
I'm originally from I'm Desiree. Yeah, I'm originally from Jerseyville. I moved up to Chicago about 8 years ago. I actually went to LCC to get my associates, and then I moved up to Chicago to get my bachelor's for music business at Columbia College, Chicago, and that's where we met.
Yep, I think we had the same class outside. Never even knew each other until we hit the club.
An outside class?
We had classes right next to each other. That we just happened to meet outside of class.
Oh, I thought you were saying there was a class that actually met outside. And I was like,
I could have said
I've heard that place is nice, but that sounds awesome.
Did have a yoga class where that happened, but Kristen's born and raised Chicago.
Yeah, I came from a little neighborhood called Jefferson Park. It's off the Blue Line in Chicago. Yeah.
Okay, I was actually just in Chicago like last week, and I was down in Lincoln Park though. So I think that's what's called that area over there.
Yep.
I was kind of laughing because Lincoln Park.
Yeah.
It was too many jokes.
We live in the neighborhood like next to it, just west of it.
Okay.
Bucktown. Yeah,
because it reminds me, since you've grown up in this area, it reminds me a lot of the Del Mar Loop area.
Yeah.
And because we felt like we hadn't left St. Louis, and so it felt like a home. We were going down to, I can't remember what the name of the venue was down there. But you said you started performing together
2008, I would say.
There's a funny story behind that, right?
Yes. She's a music marketing major, and I was an audio major. And my other buddy was just also into the marketing scene as well. So the three of us were graduating at the same time. Figured we'd throw an event about it over in Wrigleyville. It was a nightclub called Wild Hair. We hired an R&B vocalist, Rose Red, and I was DJing before her. And it just so happened that she decided to practice on my set, just to practice before she goes on with Rose Red. So that kind of worked out well. The crowd started cheering. And we're thinking, wow, wait a minute. Why haven't we done this before? I'm not sure. Why don't we continue?
It's pretty nice. And you were talking about your influences a little bit earlier, but what are some of the influences that each of you, I think, because individually you both have your own
very
influences.
different.
Yeah. From people's information here, I try to get some questions put together, but they actually were nice enough to hand me a sheet, like an info fact sheet. And so this has been pretty awesome. But from reading these, they are completely different from each other. So explain.
Should we start with the Jerseyville upbringing or the Chicago? I guess in the Chicago upbringing, I fell into the club scene pretty early on. I got addicted. I think my first love was old school hip hop, 90s hip hop, and then just from playing basketball with the boys. And then it turned into house music. I discovered a different genre of house that you never hear on the radio. It's Chicago old school or classics. And it just pretty much splurted out a bunch of other subgenres after that Chicago house genre came about. So some of my favorite influences derived from the beginning, the starting roots of house music. For example, Cashmere's, I think I may have added him, took him out. There's DJ Funk. Cascade actually is also Chicago born, and he takes after a lot of the same kind of production work that all the Chicago other DJs and producers have done. So I've kind of followed upon that formula. I'm not sure if it's even a formula that it exists, but I can hear it. I know this. I can sense the style. When it comes to outside influences outside of Chicago, Daft Punk was a big one. They're from France. Mm-hmm. But I think some of their influences were also a lot of Chicago DJs where house music started.
Okay.
So. For me, I'd probably say, first off, Danny Carey from Tool. I love his offbeats. He's one of my favorite drummers. There's also a guy that's in a band from Tokyo called Toe, like your big toe. And he's awesome, very jazzy, very rock, and that's how I kind of consider myself, as more of like a jazzy rock drummer. So those two would be like my main two, but I definitely wouldn't leave out John Bonham from Zeppelin.
Yeah, it worked out with the whole jazz and rock and every kind of genre you can think of. Desiree's been in. It works really well with house music, so you don't just keep playing over existing beats. She can play on some of the off beats that don't exist on the record.
Like syncopation.
Yeah. Yeah, it works better.
Yeah, because I have to say, whenever I was explained what you guys were doing, I still didn't kind of get it until you walked in here with the equipment that you have and you've been setting up. I'm getting I get what it is. I kind of get what your guys' style now, but I can say I can see where the two influences are completely different from you guys. I mean, I think one of yours are all band related, and the other one are completely related to like
some guy putting a sequencing track.
Yeah. And so, I mean, completely different backgrounds there. But more interestingly, you pulled up in a vehicle today that no one expected, nor did I really understand.
The vehicle is a third
Precious.
member of our band.
Okay. Couldn't fit it in the studio.
Her name is Precious. Yeah, she couldn't fit in. That's okay. She's hanging out still. She's got her own life outside there.
Yeah. Her name's Precious. It's a big shuttle bus that says Precious Moments Childcare. We got it because we got a gig in New York. And we're like, how are we going to get there? How can we save money? I don't want to buy a bunch of hotel rooms, whatever. So
yeah, we set up the gig before the bus.
Yeah. So we bought this bus, and then we gutted it out and converted it into an RV and put bunk beds and a restroom and like a refrigerator, different things, cooking area, and we went to RV parks along the way, and we were the youngest person there by like 40 years.
I can imagine.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And she's a beast. She runs on diesel. We eventually want to get her like converted to veggie oil, travel for free.
Yep.
That's the big goal.
So Patrick and I got a tour of the bus today.
See, did the VHS player come in, or did you put that in?
Oh,
yeah,
we
we
were
added
hunting for that. It was a perfect. Yeah, I got that from a thrift store, and it has all kinds of outputs on that sucker.
Yeah.
You
gotta watch
connect it to the
Goonies.
house system.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Goonies, The Warriors, Road Trip, all those.
Yeah.
Especially when you're on a road trip.
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
Yes. That was a big help because we're girls. We need luxury and high-end living in an RV.
That's not high end at all.
It is. It looks
No,
high end.
It
I mean,
is
the
for the
balloons,
typical, yeah.
the precious moment. Yeah.
Yeah, precious
it's-
moments.
All right. And you guys have more recently been somewhere that most people will actually recognize the name of. Pretty exciting. I heard this and I was kind of confused. I was like, oh, that's...
Besides WLCA?
Oh, yeah. Elbow you here. But I was kind of surprised because I was like, most people don't go from playing at this area to coming to playing for us. And so really, honestly, we're really thankful for it.
Very grateful.
But explain what you guys just finished doing.
Well, we went on tour down to Florida. We drove overnight straight from Chicago to Florida, 18 hours, I think it
Right
taken
after
us
our wedding.
20 hours. Yeah, we went there. It all started, we had to go to a wedding. And
2 weddings.
Very nice.
2 weddings back to back.
Do them in pairs.
Right, exactly. So we drive down there. We had an offer from a friend that does the marketing for Bonnaroo and said, hey, would you girls want to play? We can have you guys play for like the VIP campsite, everything. It ended up being the best deal ever because it was everybody that worked Bonnaroo, from like the beer vendors to like the whole marketing
The entire
team
press
to
tent.
like all photography, everything. And it was nice. So, literally, like, the clouds opened up and said, like, you guys have to go there. Everything is working out, and there's no other way. Why not? And I feel like any opportunity you have to, like, grab it, because sometimes opportunities expire. So we're like, yeah, okay, free tickets. We can see Elton John and Skrillex and Cascade and all these awesome, like, people that we look up to.
Which
Well,
I missed Cascade on my birthday.
Yeah, it was Kristen's
Passed out.
birthday, and she was like, let's take a nap. And then we missed the, like, one person
One
we wanted to
person.
see more
Oh,
than
man.
anything.
Yeah, he's a big influence. Probably the major influence of everything. So,
But it was nice. It was like probably the best compliment we had was right after Elton John closed out the whole thing. You have 4 days, nonstop music. Literally, Skrillex did a surprise,
6 a.m.
performance.
set.
6 to 8 a.m. I mean, it was
Good God.
music 24 hours a day. So we had played every day, and then finally the last day, I mean, we just threw like a big, massive party in our campsite, and it was just like, this is the girl that like did the graphic design for like Bonnaroo. This is like, and it was
Here's
so
the
perfect.
founder over here hanging out.
And it was more than perfect just to like be able to like talk to people, make those connections, and the best compliment we got was like, Elton John's awesome, but I just didn't want to end Bonnaroo like that, and I'm so glad you girls like performed and end Bonnaroo like that. And I thought, man, that is like such a compliment. And I would have never, because Elton John just blew us away.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Elton John was amazing. I think they were looking for the tempo, that you would see normally at night with lasers. We have quite a range of sets. I would say what they heard was more of the fastest paced set we have. Today we're doing all wax, so it's a different set. It's more of I would say a 9 o'clock lounge.
This is a first too for the Digirevolution to be actual, the wax being here.
Yeah, no
I was
computer,
impressed. Like,
just
I walked
wax.
out and I came back in and you had this all set up, and
Yeah.
I'm a fan of all kinds of wax and vinyl and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
awesome.
I can't find some songs on wax. Well, I can't at all, but I kept on my records. There's a few skips, but I've memorized where they are. Well, yeah, we're on backup number 3. I think our 2 computers are a hot mess from this 98,000 degree weather.
Oh my God, it's been ridiculous.
Yeah.
My air conditioner is not even working correctly. I mean, and it's perfect usually. So it's been a really rough time. But who would you say, other than like, did you meet any performers?
Yeah.
What?
We did. I'm not really good with names.
We saw Jack White. There was so
did we
many
actually meet?
performers. I guess we're not like up with like the latest music. There's so many performers, like we didn't really know who they were.
I know, and we
There was
probably played plenty of their music, and I have no idea.
There was a guy from
I'm that kind that says, I know the album is pink and purple, and it's number 3 I like.
It sounds
Yeah.
good. I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
playing it.
And there was a guy from SNL, and the one thing is, we still have our wristbands on. We had artist passes, so we were able to like go backstage, got free drinks the whole time.
We met
like,
Arctic
everything was-
Monkeys. I'm not sure who they are, but I guess
They're a pretty key band here on the station.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, on our normal rotation, not on the Digirevolution. But yeah, I think we just added a new song by them or something.
This is the only show I do. I don't keep up to date on our new music.
yeah.
It sounds extremely exciting, though. I mean, I'm very jealous. I didn't have plans to go to Bonnaroo this year. Obviously, it's a little expensive to make it out there as somebody who wants to watch things. But yeah, it sounds like a pretty crazy time. But you're wanting to do some more touring of the West Coast in the future?
Yes, that's our next stop. We did the East Coast tour, of course. That was our first one, and
We did kind of a north tour, like up through Wisconsin and everything.
We've been calling this our South tour
Yeah,
with an F.
the down south.
And then West is definitely next.
And we're gonna finish off this tour at Mulligan's in Jerseyville. Like, I'm originally from Jerseyville, and I thought,
That is
man, I want
hilarious.
to play in my hometown, and like get all my old school friends out, and so that'll be exciting. We're playing there on Thursday from 8 to midnight, so everyone come out and party with us.
Yeah, I'll say I can imagine from where our range goes to. I can imagine there's probably a good amount of people from Jerseyville that actually tune into at least this show, if not the station itself. But we've gotten a lot of calls at Godfrey, Alton, and Jerseyville. So yeah, definitely. That's a great place to end your tour. I mean, I'm not from Jerseyville, but it's close enough to be respectable.
I drove through it like 6 or 7 times.
Yeah, I can respect it. I enjoy the place. But other than that, let's get down to what we've been setting up for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, hopefully it sounds okay. We're having little technical difficulties, and like hopefully the drums are clear enough. But yeah, let's
Look
make
up
this
Mercury
work.
retrograde. Anyone out there?
Yeah, Mercury retrograde, electronics, everything.
It's a little far out, but it can, But anywho, we also have our song that hopefully we'll get to play later on. It's our Desiree's drums are on it, all acoustic, and also as well as electronic drums that were sequenced. Everything's original, so it's super fun. It's called Spy vs. Spy. It goes with the music video if you ever want to catch that on YouTube. Subscribe to our channel. It's over there, Dance Loud Music. You can look it up, Google. Pretty much.
Yeah, and our website's danceloudmusic.com. So feel free.
All right, very awesome. While you guys are sitting set up, me and Patrick are going to have a conversation, impromptu.